My name's Steve Arkwright from Lancashire Motor Company. I'm going to show you today, hopefully, how to buy a used vehicle and point out some of the pitfalls and hopefully save you a bit of money. The first thing that we need to do is check for accident damage, possible scrapes or dents on the vehicle. I'm going to do that now. That's it. Tyres on vehicles can be an expensive item and need to be checked when you're buying a used vehicle. The main thing to check is the wear depth. Now, there needs to be at least 3 millimeters, if not more. You can check this just with your fingernail. Windscreens as well can be an expensive item, especially if they're heated windscreens or something a bit more specialised, or a panoramic roof or something like that. You need to check these quite carefully. The main things to check for are hairline cracks in the windscreen and obviously stone chips. You need to look under the bonnet. You don't need to be a mechanic to check a few of the main things that could go wrong with your used vehicle. First thing to check is the oil. You're looking to check that there's at least enough oil in, and over and above that, you're looking to check that perhaps a head gasket hasn't gone or something like that, which will be like an emulsion type consistency to the oil. You also need to check the water. Not only for leaks, but again, also to check there's no oil contamination in the water. Over and above that, just a visual check of the engine to check that there's no obvious signs of oil leaks or accident damage around this front end of the engine. The next thing is to check the equipment on the inside of the vehicle. Start really, check the power steering is working, and then really go around the rest of the controls on the vehicle. Electric windows. Fans on the vehicle, including the air conditioning. This can be quite expensive to have sorted out, or certainly to regas. Check your radio. And check that all the instrument displays and the mileage are showing and correct for the vehicle. While you're inside the vehicle, check the condition of the carpets, seats and pedals, that they are appropriate for the mileage that the car should have covered. Once you're satisfied with the outside condition and the inside condition, that's the time for a test drive. Take the car for a good run in all conditions, if you can, possibly even getting up to 60, even 70 miles an hour, see how the car would perform on a motorway. Check the brakes, and check the car drives as it should. The first thing that I'm going to look at is the vehicle registration document. You're looking for number of owners. In this case it's 1, but you need to get that number as low as you possibly can. The next thing to look for is to check that the registered keeper is actually the person that's selling the vehicle. If it's not, you need to ask the question, why? The next thing to look at is how long the previous owner has had the vehicle. This can give you an indication to whether it's been a good vehicle for them, i.e. they've had it for the last 3 years, or they've had it for the last 3 months. If it's 3 months, you need to ask the question why. Next thing to look at is the MOT certificate. In my opinion, anything that's got 3 months or less would need a full 12 months MOT for me to proceed any further. The next thing to look at is the HPI certificate. What you're checking for on here is to check that the car has not been in any serious accident or has got any finance outstanding on the vehicle. Finally, the service history. All cars should have a full and comprehensive service history that needs to be checked. If it's backed up by invoices for jobs that have been carried out, so much the better. What you also need to check is when it was last serviced. If it was last serviced in the last month or so, that's great. If it was last serviced a couple of years ago, obviously not so good. Once you're confident that all these points have been covered and you've got as close as you possibly can to the vehicle that you want to buy, it's down to the negotiation and haggling on price. Good luck.